Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a plunge into something really fascinating, the IT recruitment landscape in India for 2025. It's moving so fast. Our goal, like always, is to kind of sift through all the data, the notes we've gathered, pull out the really important stuff for you, give you that shortcut to being well-informed, maybe spark a few aha moments. Okay, let's unpack that.
Absolutely. And we're really focusing today on, connecting the dots, looking at the huge demand in India's tech sector and identifying those really high-value roles, the ones everyone's chasing, and maybe most importantly for you listening, giving some practical, actionable career advice for anyone trying to navigate this very dynamic market. It's about getting the full picture.
And it's quite a picture. When I looked at the numbers for India's tech sector, wow, the growth just jumped out at me. We're talking projections, maybe up to 20% growth in job hiring just in 2025. Think about that. Over 300,000 new IT positions. And just for scale, the whole IT BPM industry, that's information technology and business process management, it's expected to pull in something like $282 billion in revenue this year alone. It's just this massive economic engine, driving so much innovation.
Yeah, it really is. What's fascinating here, I think, beyond just those big headline numbers, is where this growth is happening. It's not just the usual big tech cities anymore. We're seeing this really significant regional expansion.
Yeah.
Places like Vizag, Coimbatore, Nagpur, these tier 2 cities, they're seeing hiring surges of nearly 50% in core software jobs.
2% in tier 2 cities.
It's not just like decentralization. It hints at a real shift, maybe in the talent pool demographics. And it's also getting a boost from big global companies expanding their India Global Capability Centers, the GCCs.
Sure.
That spreads the demand out. Helps companies maybe struggling with costs or attrition in the big metros.
Right, that makes sense. So with this huge surge, the obvious question is, who are companies really scrambling to hire? Which jobs are at the absolute peak demand right now? Because I saw a clear pattern in the data. We're seeing like AML architects, AI specialists, cloud architects, cloud engineers, data scientists, cybersecurity pros, full stack developers, DevOps folks, blockchain developers, big data engineers, and UI UX designers too. What is it about these roles specifically? Why are they so critical right this minute?
Well, that raises a really important question, doesn't it? Where's the core need? And the data, it's pretty loud and clear. AI and cloud roles, they're surging by, wait for it, 75% year over year.
75%.
75%. The sheer volume is just staggering. India needs over 2 million cloud professionals by fiscal 2025.
2 million, wow.
That number alone gives you pause, right?
Yeah.
And for people thinking about these fields, there's a big financial pull too. Salaries for these roles, they aren't just a bit higher. We're talking 30% to maybe 50% above the average industry levels. So companies are definitely willing to pay top dollar for these skills. It's clear.
Wow, 2 million cloud pros needed. That scale is almost hard to grasp. So with demand like that, you have to wonder, how's recruitment itself keeping up? Are recruiters just doing the same old thing, or are they innovating? Because finding these specialists sounds like it needs a whole new approach.
Oh, it's absolutely a definite pivot happening among recruiters in India. They're moving from just, hitting targets, quantity, to really prioritizing quality, finding the right fit. And what's really striking is how they're using technology. Nearly 3/4 of recruiters, 75%, are spending up to 70% of their budget on AI-driven recruitment tools.
70% of their budget on AI tools.
Yeah. It's not just a fad. It's fundamentally changing how they work, all aimed at getting a much better match.
Okay, so if we connect that to the bigger picture, what does it mean for who gets hired? I've heard talk, about fewer freshers getting opportunities straight out of college. Is that really happening?
You're right. That seems to be the trend. The top IT firms, reports suggest, are hiring fewer fresh grads. Instead, they're really targeting experienced specialists, people who already have those niche skills we talked about, AI, cloud, cyber, et cetera.
Right.
And part of that strategy is driven by, challenges they already face.
Right.
There are these known skills shortages in critical areas. It's leading to the situation where nearly 40% of the current IT workforce, they need significant upskilling just to meet the demands of these new roles.
40% need upskilling. That's huge.
It is. It's a massive challenge, but also, a huge opportunity for training companies. And maybe it pushes companies to think more about internal training, internal mobility, changing that whole build versus buy talent calculation.
Yeah, that makes sense. So 40% needing upskilling. That's a staggering number. So for you listening right now, maybe you're an IT recruiter thinking about 2025. This isn't just market intel. It's about your own career growth, right? What does this landscape mean for your path forward?
It really screams specialization, doesn't it? The
Yeah.
data consistently points that way. Become a domain expert. Pick an area like AI, cloud, cybersecurity, maybe even that GCC hiring niche we mentioned. Get really good at it. And beyond that, you absolutely have to upskill in the tools themselves. Learn those AI recruitment platforms. Get comfortable with data-driven matching. Figure out those really clever niche sourcing techniques. It's about becoming, well, a tech-savvy, intelligent recruiter, not just a resume pusher.
And what about the traditional career path? Junior recruiter, senior recruiter, manager. Is that still the main track? Or are new paths opening up?
Well, the typical progression tracks, they're still relevant, but maybe evolving a bit. You can definitely still move from, say, junior recruiter to technical recruiter, then maybe senior or manager, then talent acquisition lead, perhaps even a consultant role eventually. That path exists, but what's also interesting are the lateral moves, the possibilities sideways. Because the skills you gain as a recruiter, understanding talent, the market, people, they're really transferable. So you could shift into HR strategy or employer branding, maybe even tech project management. It's a versatile foundation, opens quite a few doors.
Okay, so let's try and boil this down. The concise summary of this deep dive for you is India's IT job market. It's booming, big time, driven by really strong ongoing demand in those cutting-edge fields. AI, cloud, data science, cybersecurity. It's definitely a land of opportunity, but it demands you adapt.
Exactly. And for professionals working in this space, the message is pretty clear. Recruiters who are proactive, who upskill, who specialize in these fast-moving areas, they're the ones who are going to thrive, not just survive. It really makes you think about, continuous learning. What was hot yesterday might just be the baseline today.
Right. So what does all this mean for you? Maybe the real challenge, looking ahead to 2025, it's not just about knowing which skills are hot today. It might be more about figuring out how to spot a candidate's ability to learn and reskill quickly. Because today's cutting-edge expertise, it could be legacy tech tomorrow, couldn't it?
Very true.
So in this kind of landscape, this rapid change, maybe the ultimate hot skill isn't really a technology at all. Maybe it's just that capacity for continuous, agile learning, what some people are calling the adaptability quotient. Definitely something to chew on as you think about your own career path.